to Room 101. My guest tonight is someone I've been arguing with for 16 years. Ex-Aston Villa and England centre-forward. Ladies and gentlemen, Ian Hislop. Ian, welcome. Take a seat. So, Ian, you are the only person to appear on Room 101 twice. Are you aware of that?
Yes, I have a very bad memory.
Is there enough? I mean, is it because you hate a great deal, do you think? Do you think there's a lot of anger in you?
Yes. I mean, when you said, what would you choose, I came up with a list of 300.
Yes, yeah.
And including all the obvious ones, you know, Bush, Blair, and then I thought, well, they'll all agree.
Yes, yeah.
And then I thought Jeffrey Archer.
Yeah.
But then he's already been put in a little room.
Yes. Unfortunately, they let him out again. OK. Let's have a look at the first choice, represented by this.
Courting popularity, it's always been my thing.
So, universally accepted as the greatest band ever, you don't like the Beatles?
That's right.
Well, that's good enough for me. So, do you like any of their songs? What is it about them you don't like?
The first thing about them is that I tend to judge bands by who their biggest fans are.
Yeah.
And I know you're really keen on them.
Yes.
So that was the first thing I've got against them. I think the second thing is, I suppose it's having been told your entire life that something is really good. 50 years of it, people saying, oh, the Beatles, they're fantastic. Yeah. Every poll in the newspaper, what's the top album ever? The Beatles. Yeah. I mean, it's just... I just feel resistant to the charm.
Are you resistant to Shakespeare?
Yeah, God, 500 years of him. Let's throw him out.
When people say Shakespeare's the greatest playwright ever, do you think, well, no, Ben Jonson was better? Or...
No, it's one of your irritating things, is you immediately find the weakness in my argument. Now, let me try another reason. Yeah, okay. And this is actually true. Yeah. I think it's to do with the 60s. So people say, if you remember the 60s, man, you weren't there. Yeah. Well, I wasn't there. And I'm really bored of being told it was brilliant and it was really good fun, and bad luck, you weren't there, you're too young, you missed it. And I hate all those 60s people who've spent the rest of their lives telling me I missed it.
Yes.
So now I look at the black and white footage and I think, it probably was terrific. It probably was really good fun, and I can't bear that. Yeah,
really?
Yeah.
Well, to feel what it was like to be like a rebellious teenager in the 60s, we're going to recreate that moment. Do you want to put on that Beatles wig?
Certainly.
And, I've got one here as well.
Slightly easier for me than you, this manoeuvre.
Yes. I think... Oh, my God. Feeling 60s?
Am I about to make a disastrous marriage and then get divorced?
It looks like it, doesn't it?
You look like a nice girl. Have all my money.
Yeah. OK, well, we've delved into the Beatles archive, we've looked at the footage, and we've found that your spirit, the spirit that is Ian Hislop, was present in 1964. In this, we haven't done anything to this Pathé newsreel footage. You'll see it, and you will see something that embodies, I think, the spirit of you, Ian. So see if you can spot it. Here we are, this is the Beatles. And that's exactly as it went out. Would that be you in 1964 sitting there eating a sandwich, wondering what the noise was?
You're saying it's a bit too loud.
Yeah.
No, I do love that footage. It all seems so innocent. That's the other reason I don't like the Beatles, because it went off so quickly. There's all that wonderful black and white world, and then it turns into the Maharishi and talking garbage and writing concept albums. And...
So you don't believe that all you need is love, then?
No.
What else do you need, then, apart from love, do you think?
Again, I think... Actually, you've got me, because I think I probably do believe that. Damn, come on!
Well, of course, the Beatles, when they split up, they did other things. George Harrison, for example, Life of Brian, the film would never have existed if he hadn't sort of set the money up for that. Are you a fan of the film Life of Brian?
Yeah, no, I think that was funny. Yeah. That was good, so this argument's going well.
Yeah. Ringo did Thomas the Tank Engine.
Yeah, well, that's worth putting him in for. Ringo in, Paul McCartney in for his poetry.
Yes.
He wrote a poem once that said, sadness isn't sadness, it's happiness in a black jacket. And it isn't. It's sadness.
What music do you like? Anything played on a harpsichord, perhaps? What about current pop music?
Scissor Sisters.
Scissor Sisters? You've got teenage children, so you should be able to come up with more than one.
Kaiser Chiefs.
Yeah, very good. How do they go? What's one of their hits? Well, Ian, there's no way I'm going to put Beatles into Room 101. You're insane to even suggest it.
Actually, I don't think I believe it either.
So the Beatles are definitely not going into Room 101, so you take them home here, put them in a drawer beside you. Strawberries, you don't like strawberries? What is the matter with you? What's wrong with strawberries?
No, I can't bear strawberries.
Can't
I
you?
mean, it's not the Beatles, it's not Strawberry Fields Forever. I
No.
mean, though that is a better song than that one.
Oh, well, that's big of you.
Yeah. Strawberries, it's a bit like the other thing. It's one of those things that, again, I found hugely disappointing. I mean, I was brought up mostly overseas, and it was always, you were always told, oh, England is fantastic for all sorts of reasons, grass, lawns, whatever, but also strawberries. Strawberries are amazing, you know. And I came back and I thought, is that it? Is that it? Is that...
So how old were you when you had your first strawberry?
I must have been sort of, I don't know, 7 or 8, I think. And then for years, I just pretended I liked them. So for about 20 years, people used to say, we've got strawberries here, and I'd go, oh, great. Oh, strawberries. We're going to Wimbledon, and we've got, you're not going to believe this, in the interval, I've got some strawberries and cream. Oh!
So why did you pretend you liked them then? Because those people are probably going, well, you better get some strawberries, because you know Ian loves them. Nobody else wants them, but he's always eating them.
No, he loves them. So I was a victim to politeness.
Ah, I see. So when was the last time you had a strawberry? Did you sort of think to yourself, that's the last strawberry I'm ever going to have?
Yeah, it was about... I came out to quite a large room full of people. And I said, I'm terribly sorry, I'm not going to do this anymore. I've been living a lie. And I don't care what people say or how hurt or offended they're getting. I am not eating any more strawberries. It's incredibly liberating. And ever since that, I've been completely different.
So, strawberries are also very good for you, did you know that? They're very high in antioxidants. Are you aware of that?
Nope.
Do you care?
Not hugely, no.
OK.
I bet gooseberries are really good for you as well. Blackberries.
Well,
mulberries.
Mulberries?
Yeah, they're delicious. There's all sorts of good berries.
Yeah.
Why have the straw ones?
What does this represent?
The cane that will represent Charlie Chaplin.
You want to put Charlie Chaplin into Room 101?
I want to put Charlie Chaplin and all silent films.
Really?
Yeah.
So, what is it about him you don't like?
Well, firstly, I never thought he was funny. So, again, I was told, you know, this is Charlie Chaplin, he's very funny, and I'd watch it, and I just think he's very creepy.
Creepy?
Very creepy. Hate that persona, little tramp. So funny.
I think you're
thinking, what's the matter with you?
You're mixing him up with Hitler, aren't you?
Yeah. Well, I did. That's quite true. I think I saw The Great Dictator when I was quite young.
Yeah.
And I thought, that's Hitler. And then all his subsequent movies, I thought, look, there's Hitler again. This time he's got a cane and a hat. He's retired from...
But I would have thought, as a satirist yourself, you would have applauded Chaplin for a film like The Great Dictator. When he made that in 1940, you know, as you know, just the beginning of the Second World War, every other major studio in America wasn't touching the subject, and Chaplin went straight for it. I thought you'd have admired him for that.
Yeah, no, that is quite bold. I mean, unfortunately, though, Hitler did quite like the film.
Really?
Yeah, and there's records of him seeing it twice.
Did I tell you that?
Why, isn't it true?
Your next choice, Ian, is a close personal friend of yours, I believe. Here he is on Have I Got News for You?
Piers, your 4 unlikely companions are Rupert Allison, Sting, a koala bear, and Geoffrey Clements, leader of the Natural Law Party.
Is the answer jam?
Not in
Only
so
say
many
that
words.
because last week Eddie Izzard said
so
everybody
few
roared
words.
with laughter. It was hilarious. I just thought I'd say.
People like him.
So don't try the popularity line with me, Hislop.
Why?
Anybody here like it? Do you like it? Anybody actually like it?
So, Piers Morgan. There's a bit of history between you and Piers Morgan, ex-editor of the Daily Mirror. How did this there's a bit of a spat, I suppose we can call it, can we?
Yes, I suppose so. I mean, Piers was he'd edited, I think, the News of the World, but then he was editor of the Mirror. And there was a share-tipping scandal on his paper, which Private Eye, the magazine I edit, wrote about. The suggestion that the editor shouldn't really buy shares in a company which his city pages were tipping. It was a sort of small matter of ethics.
He's now moved to Sussex now. That verbal enough for you?
Yeah, no, that's brilliant. The trouble about working on a tabloid is they tend to be run by bullies, and he's a terrific bully, and he just didn't like any criticism of himself. So he said, I'm going to get Hislop, and he devoted a huge amount of the Daily Mirror's resources to this building up a dossier. And he offered money, and he was quite obsessed. I mean, he not only put people on my doorstep and just sort of photographed me every time I came out the door, but he went round the village sending people from the Mirror. And I got a phone call from my vicar. This is a small village in Kent. And he said, I'm terribly sorry to disturb you, and I've had the Daily Mirror on the phone today. They wanted to know if you'd said anything good in confession.
That's extraordinary. That's quite desperate, isn't it?
It was quite desperate, and they'd sent some agency photographer outside my door, and he was there every morning during the school run and whatever, and he was there for weeks, and I said in the end, you know, what do you need? And he said, I've got to find a picture of you smiling. And I said, well, why don't you say, you know, here's a picture of me smiling. And then it appeared in the Mirror as evil Hislop smiles as children die.
You only had yourself to blame for that one, didn't you?
I've slightly made up the last bit, but...
So how long did this obsession last for, then? This kind of this hounding?
It was about 6 months.
Really?
He got very, very angry about the whole thing, really.
Well, we've got...
I've forgotten one of the reasons
yes.
he did... Because whenever the word Piers Morgan appears in Private Eye, a typo comes in and it says Piers Moron.
Is that unfair to morons?
And to Piers. I mean, Southend, very nice.
Yes. He wrote a book, didn't he, called The Insider?
Yep.
That was a sort of... it was his diary, I suppose, diary of a well-informed and influential journalist. We've got one entry here. On the 26th of March, 1997, regarding a meeting with Tony Blair, Piers wrote... Tea with Tony Blair at number 10. He was yawning a lot and drinking endless cups of tea. I tried to wake him up a bit. Now, it's really quite remarkable because on the 26th of March 1997, John Major was still Prime Minister. The general election was still over a month away at that point.
There is an entry in the diary about when he met me. And he always refers to this. He says, I've got an incredibly limp, wet handshake. And it's never occurred to him that I was trying really hard not to shake his hand.
So you sort of substituted a dead cod just there.
But it always backfires on you. There was that... I once met Jordan.
Oh, yes.
And this is partly your fault. There was an award ceremony which I think you were meant to get the prize at, and you didn't turn up. So I had to get an award from Jordan. And I'll be honest here, in a sort of outburst of snobbery, I thought, I think I'll miss the picture section afterwards. So I went up, shook the hand, and then tried to run away so that my picture wouldn't appear with Jordan. And then she sort of grabbed me just in the crutch. And then that picture appeared everywhere.
She's got good eyesight, hasn't she? So, you know, are you aware that recently that Piers has attempted to make up with you? Have you seen this?
I was vaguely aware of this, yes.
He wrote in the Mail on Sunday, he's got an article there, regular article, he wrote, the war is over, I'm officially calling an end to hostilities, at least from my end. I'm sure it won't stop him carrying on his Piers Morgan stuff. So, well, what do you think?
Well, I know he gave this quote, he said the war's over, and a local newspaper rang me up. And I'd been in the middle of making a documentary about the First World War, and I'd sort of got rather stuck in the period. So when he said the war's over, I said, is this an armistice or is it unconditional surrender?
Of course, now, I mean, his career's doing very well. He's got on TV, he's making it very big in America. Are you aware that he's a judge on a show called America's Got Talent? Have you seen any of this? He sits alongside the Baywatch star David Hasselhoff. Don't worry, you wouldn't know who he was. Have a look at Piers Morgan.
Feels knows it's good getting used. Oh, you just keep on using me. Till you use me up. Thank you.
Here's what I think. There comes a time, LD, in every potential superstar's career when you've got to make very tough decisions. And you're not going to like this, but I'm going to say it anyway. I think you've got to sack your brother. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why I say that. You are a harmonica superstar. It's hard when you work with your family, you know? But if you want to win...
Breaking up a happy home.
Well...
Look at what you're doing.
Yeah, I agree.
So there we are. Is there a higher calling than that, making children cry on television? Gets you there, doesn't it?
Yeah. No, I realise that he is incredibly successful now and incredibly rich, and and there's nothing that anyone can do to touch him.
Yes.
So I just thought I'd try and put him in the box, but it's probably not worth it.
Well, you haven't had anything go in yet, have you noticed?
No, I just assumed it was the usual scoring system.
Well, this clip has convinced me that you're right, because there's no such thing as a harmonica superstar. So, Piers Morgan is going into room 101. I'm sorry, he's too toxic to go into room 101. He's been rejected. You're going to have to take him home with you. So, Ian, here's your last choice. Here we are. Tell me all about him. You haven't managed to get Charlie Chaplin or the Beatles into room 101, so I wish you the best of luck with this one. What is it about this bloke you don't like?
Well,
I mean, I've seen him. He's a bit common, I know, but, you know.
No, I mean, I really didn't think I'd have to argue this one.
Yeah.
I thought it'd just be straight in.
Yeah. Well, have another go.
Right. There's a couple of reasons that he has to go in. The first one is that he has taken part for, I mean, nearly 15, 16 years in an entirely rigged quiz show.
Really?
In which every week he loses, but the scoring is fixed.
Yeah, well, it must be fixed, because the current scores, if you'd be interested, I know you always are, you've won 4 series.
Yep.
I've won 22. I mean, isn't that a bit embarrassing? I mean, you edit Private Eye, your currency is the news, and yet you sit there every week and you look as if you know fuck all. You know what I mean?
OK, that was only my first reason.
Oh, right, yeah.
The second reason...
Yes.
...is I once went to the theatre...
Yes.
...to see a performance of a stand-up comic
in
Tunbridge Wells in the Assembly Rooms. And it was you. And I didn't tell you I was going. And about halfway through, you came on and imitated this absurd twit. Wandering across an Oxford quadrangle. Drinking a cup of tea, saying, "Don't you know?" And I laughed. I thought that was very, very funny. And then you said that was me. At which point I had to explain to the rest of the audience. It's quite embarrassing turning around saying, "Look, this isn't funny. This isn't even vaguely like me. Can you stop laughing?"
Yes.
And that left a deep psychological scar.
I'm over it now, though. I mean, I'm surprised you went to see a popular TV comic at Tunbridge Wells. I mean, it's a bit too close to popular culture for your liking, because you don't really know much about popular culture, do you, to be honest, really?
No, well, the telly was bust, so...
Yeah. I think the best example of you not getting popular culture that I'm aware of is the time that Bruce Forsyth hosted Have I Got News For You. You might remember this bit. I know I do. Have a look at this.
Now then, it's a high card. So, think about this. The audience will help you. Do you think it's higher or lower?
I'd say lower.
Because you agree? No. OK, now what have you got? You've got the 8 of Hearts, Minister of Defence Sultan Hashim Ahmed. OK.
Yes, well, that's a mass murderer.
It's a middle card here. It's a middle card, so this is difficult.
I never saw this programme.
I know, that's why it's such fun for me.
You can't get ITV on his television.
I have to say, thinking about it afterwards, I think play your Iraqi cards right. Broadcast in the middle of a war was probably the single most tasteless item that the BBC has ever put on.
Apparently the writers wanted to call it Play Your Kurds Right, which... Ian, I have to tell you that nobody has ever failed to get at least one thing into Room 101. Nobody.
Yep.
And
it could be my night.
No, I'm going to put this in the Room 101.
Go on.
But with a little twist.
Does that mean...
Ladies and gentlemen,